UFC 314, Volkanovski vs. Lopes, it's official, and is scheduled to take place on April 12th at the Casella Center in Miami, Florida.
We go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Mark Glenn scores the contest.
The stage is set in Miami. UFC 314 is finally upon us, and headlining the pay-per-view is a high-stakes featherweight title clash between the former king Alexander Volkanovski and the surging contender Diego Lopes. This isn't just another fight. This is for the vacant UFC featherweight crown, a title recently vacated by Ilia Topuria as he moves up to the lightweight division. And once that first punch is thrown inside the Casella Center, a new chapter in the featherweight division will begin. For Volkanovski, this is a chance at redemption, a chance to reclaim what was once his, after a career-defining reign that saw him dominate the division with relentless pace, brilliant game planning, and elite durability. But for Diego Lopes, this is the ultimate breakout opportunity, a chance to seize gold after a meteoric rise through the ranks, proving doubters wrong every step of the way. Volkanovski enters the fight with a record of 26 wins and 4 losses. At 36 years old, he's no stranger to the pressures of a title fight. He captured the featherweight title back in 2019 with a tactical dismantling of Max Holloway and went on to defend it 5 times against some of the best the division had to offer. Holloway again, Brian Ortega, Chan Sung Jung, Yair Rodriguez. Volkanovski cleaned out a generation of contenders, but his quest for greatness didn't stop there. He dared to chase double champ status, twice stepping up to fight Islam Makhachev for the lightweight belt. He lost both, first by decision, then by knockout in October 2023. Then came the shocking end to his featherweight reign. In February 2024, Volkanovski faced Topuria in what was billed as another dominant showcase. But the script flipped. Topuria knocked him out, putting a full stop on one of the most impressive runs in featherweight history. Since then, Volkanovski has remained inactive, recovering, recharging, and recalibrating his game plan for one more shot at glory. Across the octagon stands Diego Lopes, the 30-year-old Brazilian who has captured the imagination of fans with his unorthodox style, rangy frame, and fearless approach to every fight. At 5'11", he towers over the former champ. With a 72-inch reach and explosive finishing ability, Lopes brings a unique challenge to the former title holder. His record stands at 26 wins and 6 losses, but that doesn't begin to tell the story of his UFC run. Lopes debuted in the UFC less than 2 years ago, losing a short-notice fight to Movsar Evloev, but even in defeat, he earned respect. He displayed slick jiu-jitsu, fast hands, and an ability to adapt on the fly. Since that loss, Lopes has been on a tear, racking up 5 straight wins. The most recent, a decision victory over 2-time title challenger Brian Ortega at UFC 306, showcased a more mature, disciplined version of Lopes. He didn't just win, he controlled the pace, picked his shots wisely, and avoided unnecessary risks. Now, with momentum on his side and the featherweight thrown up for grabs, Lopes steps into his biggest test to date. Statistically, the matchup is fascinating. Volkanovski stands 5 feet 6 inches with a 71-inch reach, while Lopes has a 5-inch height advantage and 1 extra inch in reach. Both men fight out of the orthodox stance. Lopes has youth on his side, but Volkanovski brings the experience of fighting in multiple title bouts and against a higher caliber of opposition. When it comes to the betting lines, they've stayed surprisingly close. Volkanovski opened as the slight favorite at -151, with Lopes at +131. That line has since tightened. As of now, Volkanovski sits at -122 and Lopes at +102. The odds makers know this is no walk in the park for either fighter. Volkanovski's success throughout his career has stemmed from his ability to pressure effectively while blending striking with level changes. His gas tank is legendary, his fight IQ among the best in the game. Whether it was dissecting Holloway with leg kicks and feints or surviving Ortega's guillotine choke to come back and dominate, Volkanovski has always found a way to adjust mid-fight. But he's now 36 and coming off back-to-back knockout losses. That's no small detail. Fighters under 170 pounds rarely rebound from 2 consecutive KOs and win titles again. The durability that once defined him might now be a liability. It's a concern even Volkanovski has publicly acknowledged, saying in interviews that he can't afford another misstep and that his window might be closing. Lopes, meanwhile, is the wild card. He's flashy, aggressive, and never afraid to take risks. His grappling is elite, especially off his back, and his striking has improved dramatically with each outing. But that unpredictability can be a double-edged sword. He's known to abandon game plans in favor of chaos. Against Volkanovski, that could cost him. Tactically, the path to victory is clearer for Volkanovski. He needs to pressure Lopes, stay on the inside, and neutralize the Brazilian's reach advantage. Chopping at the legs, mixing in takedowns, and dragging Lopes into the later rounds is key. Volkanovski thrives in deep waters. If he can take Lopes into rounds 4 and 5, he can test the Brazilian's cardio and mental endurance in a way no one else has. For Lopes, the key is to keep it at range and land clean. He has the reach to pick apart Volkanovski from the outside and the length to threaten with submissions off his back if taken down. But Lopes must fight a controlled fight. If he gets too wild, Volkanovski will capitalize. The X factor in this fight could be damage accumulation. Volkanovski has taken a lot of punishment in his last 3 outings. His wars with Makhachev and knockout loss to Topuria may have compromised his ability to absorb shots. If Lopes lands early and often, especially with clean straight punches or knees up the middle, he could score the biggest win of his career. Both fighters have something to prove. For Volkanovski, it's about legacy. Winning back the featherweight title would place him among the all-time greats. It would be a powerful rebuttal to those who say he's past his prime. For Lopes, this is the opportunity to complete one of the fastest rises in UFC history. A win over Volkanovski would validate his entire journey, from the regional circuit to contender to world champion. Expect the first round to be tense. Volkanovski will likely test the range and timing of Lopes with feints and low kicks. Lopes will try to find his rhythm with jabs and counter hooks. The second and third rounds will be crucial.
Gets a more dominant position with the underhook.
He is going to start to drive knees over and over. You got to be careful here. You got to move.
Oh, that cap is just getting destroyed, and not sure if it's time. Unbelievable! What a fight by Alexander Volkanovski.
What a performance.
Make the bad man stop. A nice stoppage win for him here tonight, and the other side just couldn't handle the incoming assault. A flurry of punches, most of them upstairs, and when those big shots land repeatedly, the referee has no choice but to step in and call the fight.